My husband wants to name our daughter after the one he loved the most because they had a pact. So I added myself to his list of exes. We've been dating for a year and been married for 2 years. I got pregnant 7 months ago. So recently, we started discussing the name for the baby. Since we found out it's going to be a girl, my husband wants to name it after his ex's name. It's not any ex, but the one he dated for an extended period and loved the most. At the beginning of our relationship, we had many problems because of her, but she moved away, so the problems went away. He loved her and never hid that from me, but I thought it was over when she moved away. Now he made it clear that he wants the baby to have that name and I can name the second child. When I asked him why he wanted that name so badly, he said, just because he and his ex didn't work out doesn't mean he doesn't want something to keep reminding him of her. He doesn't understand how much it's affecting me and keeps saying it's just the hormones. Is he still in love with the ex? Or is it normal that he wants to name our child like that? Update. My husband, who called me so many bad names, refuses to talk about it and still wants to name our child like his ex. The next thing I did was call his mom and mutual friends. His mom called me immature and said it was just a name and I should only care about delivering the child healthy and not argue with him over something stupid. Our friends said they don't want to get in between us and suggested therapy as well. I was really desperate, so I did something I never would. I called the ex. She didn't sound surprised at all and said she kind of knew he was going to name the child after her, but she explained it fully because he couldn't look me in the eyes and say all that. The two of them had an agreement while they were still in love to name their children after each other if they didn't work out. She left him and obviously grew out of it, saying she would never name her child after him because it's absurd, but she wasn't surprised that he still wanted to do that. When I asked her why she said that, well, here comes the shock. My husband tried to get in contact with her via Facebook several times, asking her to meet up, etc., and she kept refusing because he is a married man. Here, you can see that she is not a bad person. By the way, for anyone who asks, her name is Aurora. I wouldn't mind naming my child Aurora because it's a beautiful name, and she isn't a bad person, but I don't want to raise someone who will remind my husband of his ex. I thanked her for telling me the truth and asked her to inform me if he tried to contact her again. I confronted my husband about it and told him I knew the truth. Being an asshole as he is, he admitted and said there was nothing wrong with it. The baby was mine, she would look like me, and at least he gets to name it after her like he promised he would. I told him it was nonsense, and even Aurora said it was stupid, but he stuck to his decision. We didn't talk much, and he spent days and nights out with his single friends. Pretty soon I got a call from Aurora, and she told me he called her from his friend's phone, told her he was single now, and asked to meet up, saying that he would fly up just to see her. After all those years with no contact with her, marriage with me, and our future daughter, she is still in his mind, and he wants to meet her. I'm completely broken. Divorce is the only thing on my mind, but it will be so stressful with pregnancy and everything else. I guess I wanted to be blind to it all. Edit. Also feel free to drop names in the comments. I don't want to name my child Aurora because it would forever remind me of this incident, and I can't think about names, so help me out.